get yourself ready because this program is one of those programs that you have been waiting for. All right, so if you can hear me, I would love you to wave to the screen. Good. There's only one person who can hear me. The others, please, I need a sign. The reason is because this is happening online. So sometimes you assume that people can hear you, but they can't. Mr. Timothy, good. I saw that. I don't want to assume that you can hear me. I want to be sure that you can hear me so that we can have this conversation as quickly as possible and we can go back to what we have. Today has been a very busy day for me. So I just stepped into my place and I've been thinking of how to really pull this class because to some extent I feel a little bit tired, but that won't be a problem. Mr. David, okay, Mr. David, good. I can see your hand. How many persons are still joining us? Mrs. Eno, welcome to the house. Welcome to class. Thank you so much for joining us from every part of the country where you are. Welcome to the public speaking training. Welcome to the public. Hello, Mr. Amos. It's good to see you. How is your side? Great, great. Thank you for coming in. Today has been a very busy day for me, like I said before, but I thought it wise to fulfill my promise, which is to share one or two things with you in the aspect of influence. How can I influence people through my public speaking? How can I get people to, take a particular course of action when I'm speaking? How can I brew or cultivate my charisma? Because charisma is very important, is a very necessary power, is a very necessary strength in today's society. And this is something I've been working on for years. Some of you may not have met me before. I'm going to introduce myself in the due time so that you know who I am and what I've done in the past couple of years. But I can assure you that this is exactly the program you need. If you can only give me a couple of minutes, I'll be able to share some things with you today that you will find really interesting. And then you begin to understand why people pay a lot of money to attend our program. I've heard people say, oh, the program is too expensive, and I laugh. I laugh because they don't even know the number of persons who are coming for these programs and the level of value that they are getting from this program. I mean, I went to see a client in the afternoon. I was invited to his office. We sat down. He was so impressed with the results he's beginning to see in his own life, so impressed that he had to start calling some of his friends and say, look, you have to register for this man's program. This program can change your life. Some people don't understand it yet. Some people are waiting for the time when there'll be a big problem, then they will start coming. I used to share the story of a client that left Nigeria to study abroad because she wanted to avoid speaking in public. And then on getting there during her final program, they requested that she must make a presentation, and she had to start calling. And she said, I could have done this program when I was in Nigeria, but look at me now. I have to pay 3 times as much just to take the program online. So I can understand, people think, oh man, I don't want to go to any of such programs. Well, wait, this one is a free program, okay? It's a free program, but I want you to pay attention to some of the things I'm going to be sharing with you because I can guarantee you that it can make a difference in your next presentation if only you would take them to heart. So we're going to start. I don't think we should wait for latecomers, so we're going to start. Once again, welcome to the public speaking program organized by myself, what we are looking into today is called charisma. And charisma, we're going to be looking at how to engage, how to influence, and how to magnet people on stage. Now, this course is for everyone, whether you are still new in the public speaking learning or the public speaking journey, whether you are a business person, a CEO, an employee, or you're looking at starting your own business, just pay attention. You're going to see why this course is very important. So we're talking about charisma, and we're talking about how you can engage and how you can influence and how you can magnate people. Please put your mics on mute, please. I'm going to do that now. So sorry. We're going to give you time to ask questions at the end of the program. So let me introduce myself for those who are meeting me for the first time. My name is Stephen Michael, popularly known as Dr. Mike or Dr. Mickey, depending on which one. In fact, if you go to the internet and type Dr. Mickey Nigeria, the internet will show you and tell you a lot about myself. So I am a public speaking and presentation coach. I am also a sales and business presentation coach. So what that means is that basically I help people to master the art of public speaking, and I help people to overcome stage fright and build up their self-confidence. I've worked with different caliber of people, some of which are private clients that you may not have known about, but high-profile individuals in the country that have helped to master the art of standing in front of an audience to deliver presentations. I am also a sales and marketing consultant. So there are companies and firms that tap into my brain when it comes to how do I take my product or services or business out there? How do I write my copy or create the kind of marketing that will attract people's attention? So everything I've been doing for the last 9 years has always been on communication and public speaking. But enough about myself. I used to say to everybody that is listening to me, I'm not here to talk so much about myself. I think I've got a proven record that speaks for me across the country. And so let's talk about you and what you want and the struggles you're having. Let's talk about you and how I can help you, because I know you are here for yourself. You're probably not here for me. Okay, so that's being said, charisma consists of three components, because I'm talking about charisma tonight, okay? By the way, tomorrow morning, our students will be practicing in the academy. So yeah, it's gonna be school tomorrow for those of you who are students who might be here. But let's talk about charisma for now. Charisma consists of three components. The first is power. Power, I want you to take notes. The second is presence. And the third is warmth. So power means that when you are a charismatic person, or when you possess charisma, that you appear as one who is powerful, one who is influential, one who can deliver on what he promises, one who should be respected, even sometimes feared. Presence means that you are not absent-minded. Whenever you are speaking, people can feel your presence and your power. People can feel the contribution and the aura surrounding your personality. There are people that when they are speaking, you can't tend to see them or feel them. And because we are emotional beings, human beings are predominantly emotional beings. They want to feel you and they want to see you. So it is not enough that people are seeing you. You've got to have an aura that follows your presence. And that is one of the things that people respect about the leaders they meet, about the people that they associate themselves with. They want to feel your presence. And then the third thing is that they are warm. That means that charismatic people are people that when you stay around them, you feel something. When you stay around them, you feel welcomed, you feel loved, you feel appreciated, and you feel like developing or working on yourself. That is what makes a charismatic person. So let me define charisma for those who might not know what it means. Charisma is the quality of being able to attract, to charm and to influence those around you. So if you have ever come to a place in your life or in your business where you want people around you to be attracted to you, whether you are a man or you are a woman, you want people around you to be attracted to you, you want them to be loyal to you, you want to be able to influence them. What you are looking for is what we call charisma in public speaking and leadership. Every leader must possess the ability to influence people, to attract people, and to get people to work with you without always having to promise them monetary reward. So when you master what I'm about to talk about today, you should be able to influence colleagues, influence people around you. If you have employees, you should be able to influence them in such a way that they would want to work with you, irrespective of your weaknesses, irrespective of your shortcomings. They should and they would want to work with you. So, having said that, I'm going to talk about the popular myths surrounding charisma, the popular lies people have told us about charisma. The first is the myth of perfection, the idea that for you to influence people, you have to be perfect. This is not true. This is not true. Human beings are fundamentally imperfect human beings, right? Human beings are imperfect. So the moment you appear as someone who is perfect all around, you don't actually influence people. Instead, you create a sense of disconnect. The reason is because people look at you and they feel like you cannot understand their problem because you seem to be perfect. You seem to be a robot. People want people they can relate with. People want people they can understand and feel something with. Nobody wants a perfect person. I can understand that the world is full of people who are judging each other, but humanity wants people with weaknesses. They want human beings they can look at and feel that you are one of them because you've been through what they are going through and you understand what they've been through. So the idea that you have to be perfect is one of the greatest deceptions of today, of modern day uh, global community, because people are fighting so hard to be perfect. People are fighting so hard to sound perfect, to dress perfect, to appear perfect. Meanwhile, what the world is looking for is a human being that feels what people feel and understands people. They don't want you to be perfect because they understand that nobody is perfect. The second myth is the myth of temperament, where some people say, well, I am an introvert, and because I'm an introvert, I can't be charismatic. I am a naturally boring person. Listen, let me tell you this. There is nothing like a naturally boring person. There are people who don't know how to spice up conversations. There are people who are too shy to stand in front of the crowd and speak. That does not mean that you are a boring person, because I've seen introverts that are very interesting. And some of the greatest speakers around the world today, including ex-President Barack Obama, is an introvert. Some of the biggest religious leaders in Nigeria, especially in the Christian space, are introverts. That includes Pastor Chris Oyakilome, Sam Adeyemi, and several of them. So being an introvert is no longer an excuse for you to be a boring person. If you are boring, it's because you don't know how to spice up conversations. It's because you've never taken a public speaking training. And we have seen this play over and over again in our academies. A student comes and says, you know what, I can't deliver a good presentation. And 2 weeks down the line, they have mastered how to engage their audience and be able to pass a message across. All of a sudden, the introvert becomes an interesting person, because becoming an interesting person is far more than just your temperament. It's about being able to use certain techniques to connect with people. Am I communicating? Who is still following, please? hope we're still following. Are we still following? Please raise your hand if you are still following. Wait to the screen. Great, great. Thank you. Thank you.
We are here.
Okay, great. Great, I'll continue.
We are here.
Oh, great. Thank you.
We are following.
We are here.
Yes.
I'm following.
Yeah, we are following.
Thank you. Thank you. So signs, I want us to look at the signs that you need charisma. What are the signs? What do you look at and say, oh, this is what I need in my life right now? Well, the first sign is that you want to appear more powerful. If you are like me, you want to appear more powerful when you're speaking on stage. You want people to take your words seriously, especially because I am an introvert. I have both of the temperaments. I'm an ambivert. So sometimes I am more introverted than extroverted. Sometimes I just want to be extroverted and all of that. And so I think that sometimes people don't take introverts seriously. They don't take your opinion seriously. You know, they don't take your words seriously. And I felt I needed to be more powerful. I needed to appear more powerful. And then if you want to attract massive followership, in other words, you want people to follow you without the promise of money. You want people to follow your leadership even though you are not even perfect. And you want people to love and to follow you. You want to inspire people to action. How many of us love to inspire people? Do I have people in this house that love to inspire people?
Yes.
Good. I love to inspire people. I told you about this afternoon. I was in a client's office. He extended an invitation I should come visit, and I visited his office. He was so happy. He was introducing me to all his friends. Oh, meet my coach. You know, this is Dr. Mickey. This is what he's doing. I'm so impressed. My life is improving. I believe he wouldn't have done that if I haven't inspired him. So if you inspire people, they have this way of appreciating you because you have inspired them onto greater life, onto greatness, onto better destination. So I love to inspire people. If you love to inspire people, then this class is for you. There are three things that you can add to your presentation to make it interesting. It doesn't matter if you are an introvert. It doesn't matter if you are just starting. It doesn't matter if you've never spoken on stage before. There are three things that if you include them in your next presentation, they can instantly make your presentation much, much more interesting. The first is energy. If you can hear me, okay, I think you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Right. The first is energy and enthusiasm. Great. The first is energy and enthusiasm. If you notice some of the speakers you like or you love, they are probably people who speak with so much passion and enthusiasm in their hearts. One of the things I correct when my students speak on stage and they complain that people don't like their speech, I said, let me see your energy. Let me see your enthusiasm. Let me see your passion. Let me see the way you speak. Because some people, when they are speaking, they sound aloof. They sound like they are distant from the subject. They sound like they are not interested in the topic. And that is the problem. If you want people to find your subject interesting, you've got to show that you are passionate about the subject. And how you do that is by showing your own passion, your own enthusiasm, your own energy into the conversation. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or you are an extrovert or you're an ambivert. You can actually, everyone can demonstrate energy when they are speaking. So I want you to think, because I want you to get this right. I want you to think of your last presentation. How was your energy on stage? How was your passion seen on stage? When you are passionate, it will show in your voice. When you are passionate, it will show in the use of your hands.
The line is breaking, sir. We can't hear you. Line is breaking. I cannot hear you also.
I can't hear you also. The line is breaking.
I can't hear you too. The line is breaking.
It's a network glitch. We're going to be back soon. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you now.
Yes. I can hear you now.
Did you hear when I talked about energy and enthusiasm?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. There are people that when they are speaking on stage,
Yes, I heard it.
Great, great. They stand as if they are not, as if they will froze on stage. There are people that when they stand on stage, they stand as if they are not concerned.
I'm not hearing it at all.
Please, if you can't hear me, exercise patience. It's probably network. Can you hear me now?
Hey.
Yes, I can hear you.
I hear you.
Good, good. Please, if you can't hear me, it's network. You just have to wait a little so that those who can hear me will can continue. So learn to add energy into your conversation. Learn to add enthusiasm and passion. You cannot be talking about a subject that you claim that is important to you, and we cannot see your heart in that subject. I'm telling you, entrepreneurs have lost investment because an investor is looking at you, you're talking about your business, but you don't seem to show that you are enthusiastic about that business. And you want me to put your money. You're talking about your business, and I can't feel your heart in the business, but you want me to put my money. The same thing happens when you send out your workers to go and convince people. You're talking to me about a business opportunity, but your heart is not in it. I can't feel your passion. I can't see that enthusiasm. And you want me to buy into your dream or your vision. I mean, you check all the people that you've brought into their vision. They are very likely people who are passionate about what they are saying or what they are trying to sell to you. Passion can never be overemphasized. It is very important. And I said passion can be seen by your voice, the way you use your voice. So when you come to the academy, you see sometimes we tell some people to do some exercises to improve on their voice. Passion can also be seen by the way you use your body. Your hand gestures are very crucial because people who are passionate, they tend to gesture a lot because their heart is in it. They move their body. They don't stand in one place and they are giving a news or giving a presentation as if they are robotic. You don't want to be robotic. You want to be dynamic as a presenter. So you want people to feel the passion in your heart when you're speaking, and you've got to move your body and you've got to use the right voice. That is the first thing I want to say. If you want to spice up your presentation, if you want to make it interesting. The second thing you have to do is to tell stories. Stories are one of the most powerful ways to connect with your audience. Stories are one of the most powerful ways to sell your ideas, your vision, and to convince people to do business with you. Stories are one of the powerful ways to speak in public. That is why all public speakers are good storytellers. All good public speakers are good storytellers. All good leaders as well are very good storytellers, because you have to be able to tell stories that get people to feel that connection with your vision or with your project or with whatever dream that you are running. In 2007, no, 2006, if I'm not wrong, 2006, I won the Table Speakers Award in Toastmasters program. It was my first time in Toastmasters. And they asked us a simple question. They said, what is your passion? Every other person that attended that program, it was our first time. They lined us up. and they were asking, what is your passion? What is your passion? And every other person that attended, they went straight, they were answering the question. My passion is this. My passion is that. When it got to my turn, I knew that the best way to answer a question is to tell a story. When you go for job interview and they ask you, why should we choose you instead of all these other people here? There is no direct answer to that. The best thing to do in that moment is to tell a story. And let me give you an example, for instance. I went for a job interview and they looked at the people in the audience and they said, look, Dr. Mickey, there are so many people who are qualified for this job. Why should we give you the job? I would pause for a while and I would say to the interview, you know, sometimes I ask myself the same question. The reason is because in my family, we were about 5 children. And out of the 5 children, I happen to be the 3rd child. But every time that my daddy had to pick someone, that my daddy had to pick somebody that he can send for an errand, he usually picks me. I've often wondered why. But then I realized over the years that my daddy sent me to errand because he feels he can trust me. He knows that I have the capacity to deliver on the job. So, Mr. James, if you are looking for somebody who can deliver on the job in your company, if you're looking for somebody reliable and trustworthy, just like my dad, I think I am that person that you can count on to deliver on the job for you, better than all these other people. You see, when people ask you, why should we choose you? They've gone through the qualifications of other people. So they are not asking about qualification, because if you have qualification, other candidates have qualification. What they are looking for is, what is it about you that is special? And the best way to get that out there is to tell a story, a captivating story. You want to sell a product, you want to sell an idea, tell a story. You want to get people to believe in your vision, tell a story. You want to convince people to feel inspired so that they can take certain actions, tell a story. Stories are powerful. Now, some people don't know how to tell stories. So that is why in the academy, we make out a little time to teach people how to tell better stories. Let me give you a recap because, you know, for those of you who might not be able to register for one reason or the other, there are 5 elements of a story. The first is the setting. A story must happen within a time. So if you listen to the African cultural story, you hear something like once upon a time. If you read history, you hear something like in 2005 or 2004 or 1990. It has to be a setting. It has to be a time. A story must also have a plot, which is the arrangement of events. What comes first, what comes second, what comes third. A story must also have conflicts. So imagine you are telling a story and there is no conflict involved. It wouldn't make sense, right? A story must have a conflict. The fourth is that a story must have characters. There must be people, individuals involved in that story. And the last part is that a story must have dialogue. Dialogue is the conversation between 2 or more characters in your stories. So when you understand all these elements, you're going to learn how to arrange a normal everyday story into something that is more captivating and even more interesting. But that is not why we are here. So I want you to take note of the 3 things you can do to instantly add and make your presentation even much more interesting. Energy, stories, and the third one is audience interaction. What is audience interaction? Audience interaction means that for every 5 minutes, depending on how long you're speaking, you must try to do something that wakes the members of the audience up. You must do something that makes somebody in the audience to participate in the presentation you are making. Have you ever listened to somebody make a 45 minutes presentation without pausing to ask if the audience understand what he or she is talking about? That is a very terrible way to make presentation. In the middle, in some places in your presentation, let me read this. I think somebody sent a message. Please give me a sec. Somebody said no audio. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Loud and clear.
I hear you.
Okay,
Loud
so
and
if there's no audio, it's probably your
Yes,
own
I'm
network.
hearing you.
Great, thank you. So I talked about audience engagement. Please, if you are making a long presentation, learn to break at some point and do something like this. You can ask people, can you hear me? Does
Mama,
anybody understand
I'll
me?
bring my charger.
You can ask that
Now,
question.
I'm like,
Please
give her that.
mute your
Take it quick, where that your phone?
microphone.
Now, phone. It is all touch.
Let me mute it for you. Okay. Make sure to interact with members of the audience. Learn to stop at some point and ask the audience members if they understand what you are talking about. Learn to also, at some intervals, you might decide to clap. The reason you are doing this is to wake their consciousness up. Because when people watch you for a longer period of time, they become fixed. When they become fixed, what happens is that they can hear your voice, but they are no longer following. Their attention has been frozen. So in order to curb that and to make your presentation interesting, you must find a way to engage with the audience in such a way that they are participating in the presentation that you are making. And one of the ways to do that is to ask them question. Do you understand me? That kind of question. Or is what I'm saying making sense to all of you? That kind of question. Or you can turn to somebody in the audience and say, please, do you understand what I'm saying? What can you share? What do you understand? Let the person to say something. You must find creative ways to connect with the people you are talking to in such a way that they can contribute and participate in the presentation. If not, what you will have is a boring presentation. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or you're an extrovert. What I'm sharing can work for everyone. Bring energy, passion, and enthusiasm into the presentation. Tell stories and make sure to interact or engage the audience at intervals. I would say every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, you try to wake the people up. Every 5 minutes, you try to stop and ask if they are following, if they are responding, if they are still paying attention, because you want to be able to carry them along while you are making presentation. Now, having said this, I want you to take note of some things you need to do or some things you need to watch out for if you want to build charisma. If you're going to have charisma, there are some things you need to do. There are some things you need to watch out for, most especially. The first is your body language. And by your body language, I am referring to your face, your hands or hand movement, also known as hand gestures, and then your movements around the stage. Unfortunately, this is a Zoom class. If it were to be in the school, I would show you some things that you need to take note of. For instance, how to move your body on the stage. Some people move aimlessly. Some people move carelessly. Some people carry their body in a way that projects them negatively. There are some men that the way they carry their body, it takes power away from them. It makes you look like you are frightened, that you are afraid. So I made how confident people carry their body. How about your face? Last week in the school, one of our students was doing what he is saying and his face different from what he is saying. And we had to stop him there and say, look, you have to match your face with your message. You cannot be talking about your pain and you are smiling. When people look at this, they will judge it that you are insincere, that you are dishonest. And because of that, you've lost opportunities automatically. So you must learn to match your face with your message and match your hands with your message and maintain proper body postures when you are speaking. People will judge you the first few seconds when you walk up on stage. If you don't use your body very effectively, they will conclude that you don't have a reasonable idea or an investable idea. So your body language is one of the things you should pay attention to if you want to have charisma. Your face, you have to look at the audience. Now, for those of you who are still joining us at this moment, remember that what I'm teaching is not just about whether you are an introvert or an extrovert. I will show you how you can look at people even when you are shy. There is a way you can look at the audience so the audience feels like you are with them. The eyes is powerful. The moment you can't look at people when you are talking to them, they feel like you are dishonest. They feel like you are hiding something. So you must learn to maintain proper eye contact when you are speaking in front of people. And you must learn to use the proper gestures, the hand gestures. One of the facial gestures I will suggest for you is smiling. Some of us don't know how powerful it is when you come up on stage and you smile and you wear a very good smile. First, it will make the audience to feel relaxed about you. Secondly, you will appear friendly, which is very good because you don't want the audience to start feeling hostile towards you. So you want to show the audience that you're a friendly person. And the best way to do that is to smile. And then you must stand up straight. You don't have to slouch. There are people that when they are standing, it's like they are bending. That is slouching. You have to learn to stand straight. You have to learn to look relaxed and not looking tensed. I have a student in our academy. She's now improving. Every time she's speaking, she's looking tense, like something is happening. You know, she's talking so fast, her heart is beating. It's like her blood is rushing or something. And we had to walk her through the process of relaxation. You need to relax because when you relax, you sound more credible. When you relax, you have the opportunity to project your idea in a more creative and more captivating way. But when you are tense, you're trying to say too many things at different times. That is why some of you stutter on stage. Some people stutter. They become stammerers overnight. Not because they are stammerers, but because they are struggling with stage fright. Stage fright is one of the major problems that most speakers have. But luckily for you, there is a solution for stage fright. So mind your body language. That is one. The second thing is to mind your language generally. There is such a thing as weak language. When you use a weak language, it doesn't add value to your message. Instead, it dilutes and undermines your message. Let's look at some of the popular ones that I've seen some of our students or some of my clients use. The first one is fillers. Basically, so we are here basically, it depends, basically, literally kind of like what I'm trying to say is like if you keep on talking like that, you will not command influence. You have to be fluent with words. You have to let your ideas roll out of your tongue in a smooth way. together now? Somebody said you are breaking. Sorry, it is the network that is breaking, not me. Are we together now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Good.
That's correct.
That was just a network glitch. That was just a network glitch. So sorry. Are we still together?
Better now.
I hope you're following. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. So I was talking about feelers. Did anybody get that part? Feelers. So what I'm trying to say is,
No.
it depends. If you use feelers alerts, you need help. You need help. If you are the type that normally say actually, unnecessarily, then you need help, because that is not going to make you powerful. For you to be a powerful person, you need to sound fluent. You need to be fluent with your speech. Okay, so we're going to continue. If you're taking notes, you can also take the notes. The next one is called hedges. Hedges. People that usually say, in my opinion, before they say something, they must say, in my own opinion. The way I see it, I may be wrong, but I would like to. Now, remember, there is nothing wrong with speaking this way. But if you want to be a powerful speaker, you have to reduce the number of times you say, in my own opinion. You have to learn how to express your thoughts unapologetically. You have to learn how to express your thoughts with greater sense of confidence. Not every time, in my own little opinion. There are times it is not bad to use such words, but don't use them excessively, because every time you are using them, they are taking away power of communication and convincing from you. So you think about all of these, you ask yourself, which one am I using? There are people, I've listened to some of my clients, they will say something like, I hope, I think, I am of the opinion. These words are not in themselves wrong, but if you want to convince someone, you can't be saying, I think, or I hope, because these are not language of power. These are not language of certainty. You need people to trust you. You need people to believe you. So you must learn to use words like, I am confident. You don't say, I think I can do the job. No, that is going to cost you your contract. You say, I am confident that I can do the job. I am confident that I can handle this. Saying, I hope, even though you know you can handle it, say, I hope I can be able to do it. I think I can be able to do it. That is not the language of confidence. So how do you get all these things right? People normally ask me, how long is it going to take me? What should I do? How do I make sure that I get good at communicating and speaking and all of that? What you need to do is, first of all, you need to take coaching. If you want to really get good at this, you need to get coaching. I have clients that have told me, I've watched YouTube videos, I've watched Instagram videos, I've done all of this. The first question I usually ask them is, can you ask questions after watching YouTube videos? The answer is no. Secondly, do you determine, does the person teaching you on YouTube, does the person see you? Does the person watch you make presentation? There are some of you that think that you know how to make presentation until I give you the stage and say, please make presentation. And all of a sudden you begin to realize, oh, I'm not actually good at this. You need a coach, someone that can watch you present, and someone that can put you through the guidelines, someone that can hold you accountable. Some of my clients are already speaking, they just want to brush up. They know what to do, but they don't have the willingness to do it. Your coach is that person that will hold you by the hand and show you how to do it. Not everyone who can speak understands how to help other people to speak. So if you want to really get good at speaking, get coaching, not a one-day seminar, not a 3 days workshop. You need to sit under a training that will last for at least 2 weeks or more. The reason is because it will take you time, it will take you practice and learning time to master these skills. So do you want to get really good at this? Get coaching, get someone to hold you by the hand, get someone to watch you make the presentations, get someone to follow you up, get someone to listen to your presentation, to give you feedback, and most importantly, make sure that this person is a professional and not just anybody. The second thing you can do is to know that it is going to take practice. There is no magic to becoming a better communicator or a better public speaker. Storytelling takes time. Icebreakers take time. Knowing how to overcome stage fright, it takes time and practice. Knowing how to deliver impromptu speech, it takes practice. But over time, you're going to master it. So whatever you're planning, make sure you are making out time for practice, because practice is the secret to mastering the skill, and not just public speaking skill, virtually every kind of skill. But it is not just every kind of practice. You need to practice in a low stake environment. Let me explain what that means. You cannot practice with your job. You cannot practice public speaking with your interview, your job interview. The reason is because if you mess up there, you could lose your job, you could lose your appointment, you could lose a contract, you could lose money. So what you want to do is to attend an academy where you get to practice with the supervision of the coach. So like tomorrow in the morning in the academy, our students are going to be practicing from 2 o'clock till maybe 3:30. That's about an hour and 30 minutes. In that practice, everybody is free to make mistake and learn from their mistakes. I am going to be there. 2 other facilitators are going to be there. Other classmates are going to be there, providing feedback, providing instruction. That is speaking, not by watching YouTube videos. Those are very good, but those cannot get you to be able to deliver. They can only give you information. They can only pack in your head information. You don't need too much information. What you need is the transformation, and the transformation takes place when somebody holds you by the hand and shows you the way. That is it. So, do you want or do you need practical help with improving on your ability to speak on stage, to overcome stage fright, to influence people through your presentations and speech, to be able to articulate your ideas with clarity and power, to be able to command attention whenever you deliver presentation? If you need help with any or all of these things I mentioned, before you ask your question, because I'm going to take some questions here, if you need help with any of these, I encourage you to join our training. We have branches in Lagos, we have branch in Abuja. I encourage you to join our program. Our program is in Abuja. It is a 4 weeks program, Saturdays and Sundays. Tomorrow, for instance, in our office in Jabi, our students are going to be practicing. They're going to be trying different things. They're going to be getting better and better. In Lagos as well, we run a weekday and weekend program. We don't run weekday programs in Abuja, so please take notes. So that you understand the settings, different locations, different packages. So if you are in Abuja, you can join our program. If you are in Lagos, you can join our program. If you are in Anambra State, you can also join our program in the capital city of Anambra State. Those are the 3 places we have locations for now. Join any of these programs so that somebody can take you by the hand and help you to master the art of public speaking. Some of the things you will learn in our programs, for those of you who have never attended our program, let me read out some of the things you are going to learn from our programs based on our curriculum. You're going to learn how to overcome stage fright. because until you overcome the fear of public speaking, no matter how sound your idea is, you will never be able to speak. The first thing is to fix your fears, your stage fright. There are people that once they get on stage, their legs start shaking, their hands are shaking, they are vibrating. I think I've told you the story of one of my clients that used to, froze on stage. This lady will just froze, practically froze on stage because of fright, because of glossophobia. So we're going to help you to deal with that, reduce the anxiety, and get you to be able to overcome it over and over again, not overcome it once. Some people say, if it is 5 people, I can speak. If it is 15, I cannot speak. That means you have stage fright. You need help. And then you're going to learn how to build self-confidence and personal power so that when you're communicating, people will feel your vibe and your energy. And then you're going to learn how to deliver impromptu speeches. For those of you who travel, who go for occasions, those of you who are in politics, I've been privileged to work with politicians, chartered accountants. If you want to even speak with some of our clients, you can speak with them so that they can share their transformation with you. Because some of these guys are private citizens, so they might not want to do a video or something, okay? So you're going to learn how to deliver impromptu speeches so that whenever you are invited on stage, whether it's in a birthday, company party, somebody's, could be a burial, it could be anywhere, and you are called up to speak, you know what to do. You know what to do in the spur of the moment, and you are able to speak. And then you're going to learn how to structure and organize your presentation so that you can deliver effectively. Some of us, the problem you have is you don't know how to structure your idea. You are speaking, you move from one idea to another unrelated idea. That is not how to speak. So in our program, you're going to learn how you can structure your presentations so that when you deliver a presentation, people can follow your thought pattern. People can get benefit just by listening to you. And then you're going to learn how to use your body language and voice in public speaking. So some of us, maybe you are a natural stammerer or you stutter naturally. We're going to tell you how to cope with it. Please take note that you cannot cure stuttering. You cannot remove it entirely, but you can learn better ways to cope and still communicate in such a way that over time, people might find it difficult to even know that you are a stammerer. And then if you want to be able to persuade people, you want to be able to deliver persuasive presentations, whether as a businessman, an employee, or you are a visionary person, you are running an NGO, or you are hoping to run an NGO in the future, or you are a teacher, a speaker, a coach, an executive, a consultant, this particular course on persuasive speaking is so important for everyone because you must one day stand in front of people trying to convince them to buy into your vision or into your idea. You're also going to learn how to communicate your ideas using dynamic speaking techniques. Some of those techniques are icebreakers, stories, research, pauses. There are different techniques you can use when you are speaking so that people don't fall asleep or people don't start, getting tired of your presentations. You're going to learn that in the class. And you're also going to learn how to interest people, how to keep audience interest, how to attract audience interest, and how to keep audience more competent, more effective, and more persuasive speaker, irrespective of your temperament. Our organization has been training people across the country for the last 9 years. So this is not a school that just started. I didn't just start this. This is what I've been doing for a living. And I have been helping people even on a private level. I have some private clients as I'm talking to you right now. When it comes to evening period, most of the days I have already been booked on Monday, on Tuesday, on Thursday, and on Saturday. I've been booked for private sessions with some individuals that cannot or do not want to sit in a public program or sit in a crowd. So I want you to take advantage of coaching because I believe that coaching can change your life. I've seen it change people's lives, and I want to extend the same transformation to you. Once again, my name is Dr. Mike, and I am the founder of the FODAX Training Academy, which is a public speaking school We help people to overcome stage fright. We help them to build self-confidence, and we help them to develop the capacity to speak and communicate with greater sense of clarity and power. And those of you that maybe you are struggling with your grammar and your diction, we have a special class for you as part of our program. If you are registering for the 4 weeks program, we have a program where you learn how to speak better English and how to improve on your English language, especially for public speaking, because we are addressing people who wants to stand in front of all of the audience and speak, whether on radio, on TV, or in person. If your job involves speaking in front of people, then you need to register for this program. So at this juncture, I will take questions from 3 persons, and then we'll close for tonight. Please feel free to ask questions that I have not yet answered, so we don't waste other people's time. Thank you so much. And who is asking first? I think I can see Jumai here. Jumai, is that you? Jumai is one of our students, so you can also locate her and chat her up in case if I'm lying about some of the things we are saying. She will tell you. Okay, so who is asking? Who is asking? You tell me your name and your location, and you ask your question. Does anyone have question?
Yes, I have question.
Microphone. Put your microphone.
I see. No, can I speak? Can I speak?
That family that is making noise, that the person should mute his microphone.
Okay.
Hello. Hello. Dr. Mickey, what's happening? Somebody is talking. Somebody wants to talk.
Hello, Dr. Mickey. Hello.
Dr. Mickey, I think you need to unmute yourself.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My mind didn't even go there. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Please ask your question. I'm so sorry for all these network glitches. You can ask your question now. Samuel, you were saying what my question is to know the location where your coaching takes place and what are the prices for the program. Like I said, I have to know your location to know the information that is appropriate for you. Are you in Lagos or are you in Abuja? That
I'm
is
in
the question.
Abuja.
So
I'm in Abuja. Yeah, I know. Hello, I said I'm in Abuja.
I think he's having problem with his connection or something like that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay,
Mr. Samuel, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm in Abuja.
Okay, Abuja, our office
I reside
is
in Abuja, yes.
Our office is in Jabi.
Okay, okay. What I was asking for, like, for those who are not, like, I'm not too frequent in Abuja. I reside in Abuja, but I'm not really frequent based in Abuja like that. So I go out and come back. Like, if I want to enroll for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, what is the price? What's the
2
cost
weeks
for that?
program in Abuja. There's no 3 weeks. There is only 2 weeks. 2 weeks is 40,000. The 4 weeks is 65,000.
Okay, Mr. Mickey, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Is that Gloria?
Okay, please. My name is Gloria, yes, from Abuja, actually.
From Abuja, okay, good.
Thank you so much for a well-presented presentation.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I am impressed. Yeah, I think I came across this via Facebook and I decided to follow the link via WhatsApp, which I get. So my question is, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, well, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, so my question is, how often is this program? How often do you organize this program? Like, I don't know. Is it like a seasonal stuff? Is this thing you do monthly or periodically? How do you do it?
Every month.
Okay, every month.
Yes.
So what if in a situation, because I actually work for an NGO, so in a situation whereby, for instance, I get registered, how do I monitor it? From when I registered till when my 1 month elapses? How? Because sometimes I might not be free for, like, I might get started this week, then might not be free next week. How do we get to monitor when I'm supposed to graduate or when I'm supposed to end the program? That is just my concern. Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, you would have to discuss with you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's still breaking.
Yes, the network is bad. So you would have to discuss with the coach. You would have to discuss with the coach. It will be a special arrangement in which we work with you. We'll try to understand your schedules and we'll make recommendation on how you can go about it. The school is already designed. There are programs to be done. You understand? but we understand that there are people who cannot fit into that schedule. So what you do is you discuss with the coach. The coach will have to look at your own schedule and then know what to tell you about that.
Okay, so is design monthly, and why is design monthly? The topic are designed based on how it's supposed to be carried out. Is it what you mean? Like from the topic you listed out, if I'm joining a particular month.
Gloria, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Gloria, are you with me?
Yes,
there are two things I will tell you. There are two things I will tell you to this regard. The first is we run a module-based training. What that means is our training, we have different modules to handle, and we judge your progress by the number of modules you have taken. Do you understand?
Mm.
The number of modules you have participated in. That is what we are looking for. You know, it's not a secondary school, it's not an academics. We're not writing exams. What we are checking is your performance, your progress.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that is why we usually encourage our students to make sure that they attend Saturday and Sunday for at least 4 weeks. So for someone like you that has a special problem, a special arrangement, not a problem.
Arrangements, yeah.
Yes, you would have to speak with the coach. It's not something I can tell everybody because it's not everybody's concern. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because somebody will now start telling you, me too, I'm not going to, you know, it's not proper. It's a special arrangement because those people, they cannot, because of the nature of their job, there's nothing they can do about it. So when you come to the academy, you can discuss with me in person. We can easily fix something for you.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much, Mr. Mickey.
All right. Are you dropping at the academy tomorrow? Are we meeting tomorrow, or do you want to call?
Mr. Mickey,
sure.
I'm also in the group.
I will try. So I'm going to call you at the end of this program, so we'll talk better. Then,
if you want to see me in the academy, if you want to speak with me in the
I can hardly hear you.
What is wrong with the network today? Gloria, I didn't hear anything you said. I didn't hear anything you said, but you can call me so we can talk.
Okay, so once we get off from this, I'll call you.
Dr. Mickey, your mic is muted.
Yeah, Gloria, are you still there?
Sure, I'm here.
Yes, please call me so that we can talk, okay?
Yes, once we get off from here, I'll call you.
All right, because tomorrow is a very busy day. Our students are doing practical, so tomorrow is going to be a very serious day for us. I might not be able to attend.
No problem. I will call you immediately we get off from here. I will call you.
Good, thank you. Yes, next question, please. So sorry for the network glitches. It's totally out of our control, but if you can hear me and you have a question, this is your time. Somebody said, good evening. Good evening, sir. Can you share your contacts? My contact is 0703 595 7197. 0703 595 7197. That's my contact. Thank you. Okay, let me also type it. All right. Any other question? Two participants raised their hands. Who are they? Mr. Samuel, do you still have questions?
Yes, please. I just wanted to ask.
Okay. Okay.
There are some things you have just outlined here that is going to be discussed during the program. Now, my question is, within these 4 weeks now, are you able to can we able to achieve all these 4 things? As is it going to be by modules or just a normal class? That's what I want to ask. Because I
I
really
want to know
need
if
this particular
it's a
program.
module. Are you saying if it is a module or a normal class?
Module or just normal class.
So, a class is just where you have 2 or more people who are listening to a lecture. That's a class. But our program is designed with coaching in mind, which means it is not just about showing up to class. You have to participate. So by module, we mean that every program is designed to help you to be able to do one thing per time. So for instance, overcome stage fright, build self-confidence, learn how to deliver impromptu speeches. Next time you are learning how to tell stories. Next time you are learning how to connect with your audience. I think tomorrow we are learning how to, apart from the practice time, we're also learning how to use the right body language. So that is what we mean by module. At the end of the program, you will be
I cannot hear you again. Hello, Dr. Mickey, I can't hear you.
issue. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Hello. Yeah, so Mr. Samuel, if you're looking for something that holds you by the hand, trust me, our program is that program. Okay? This is not a seminar. If it's a seminar, I used to do 2-day seminars in Abuja. If you come tomorrow, you meet some of our clients that actually were attending the 2 days seminar, 65,000 in Abuja. So it surprises me when people say 4 weeks is too much. I've done my research. There is no institution in Abuja that offers a 1-month program at that price. The one I saw is about 150K for 3 days seminar. So this is something we can count on. And by the way, we have a money back guarantee, and I'm saying that on a live program, you can record it now. So if you attended the program, not this one that you don't attend the program and you want results, it's not possible. You have to attend and you have to follow. If you attend the program and you follow and you don't get results, ask for your money back. You'll get your money back. Gloria, I still have a question.
Well, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you actually. So let's once we are done with this live, I'll call you.
All right. Okay, so I'll take one more question and we close. I don't know if other people are trying and they are not reaching me or something. It's hard to say. Is there anybody that have question? Because I want to end this class at this point. Does anyone have questions that they want to ask? Okay, I will assume that there are no other questions. If you have other ones, I am in the group. You can always chat me up. And you can always place a call and we talk. Please try and register with us. If possible, join tomorrow's class, if possible. Because if you join tomorrow, you meet some of our students and you get to ask them the question yourself, see if they are dissatisfied. They hear what they have to say. We are very, very proud of the work we are doing. We are so proud of it that we can even tell you, go find any of our students and talk to them. They will give you very good testimonials. That's how proud we are with what we're doing. And we've worked with government parastatals as well. We've worked with some politicians, we've worked with chartered accountants, lawyers, all and above. So thank you so much for coming to this program. Thank you so much for giving me your audience. I look forward to working with you in the nearest future. Do have a wonderful night and God bless you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Mickey. Yeah. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. Yeah.